Hello there, I'm Chase, and welcome back. I play tennis, as you can see, and today I want to show you what I do to pack my tennis bag. So, I was looking around on the internet for a little bit, and this is kind of what gave me the idea that I couldn't find anything. I was looking for how people pack their tennis bags, what to take with you, what are the necessities, and I wasn't able to find anything. So today, I'm here to bring you just that. So, firstly and foremost, you will need your clothes, which basically you just needed to dress as to the occasion. So if it's going to be hot weather out, maybe you don't need heavy layers, maybe just a light jacket or something. And then if it's cold out, you want more layers. So that's basic, simple, you know what to do. Then obviously you need your tennis shoes, as you can see right here. Now another thing that I like to pack, which is the first thing that we're going to add to the bag, is a shirt. I always like to bring an extra shirt so that way I can get on my sweaty clothes, or at least my sweaty top, and throw on a different shirt. So, extra shirt, check. Another thing to do right after I end up playing a match is I always want my feet to nice and air out after sweating that entire time and doing stuff. So that brings us to our next two items on the list. Firstly, sandals for in between the matches. We just put that in right there, zipper on up. And the next thing, as you can see on our list, is extra socks. As you can see right here, we have extra socks, and we include that in. Now, the next thing on our list is a hat. Now, obviously, you want some sort of hat to play in, because you just don't want your eyes to be burnt by the sun. And so any other protective gear like sunglasses are included in this. Now, I don't have with me my tennis hat, but here's an example hat, and you would wear that. That'd be kind of part of your clothes and whatnot. Okay, the next thing is our head and wristbands. So this is for when you're playing, I prefer to wear a wristband, so that way when I sweat, it keeps the sweat off of my hands and off the racket and off the overgrip. So that way I still have a nice dry touch on my racket. Headband, sometimes I like wearing that because my hair may be falling and I don't have my hat, or I'm sweating out of my hat and so I need to switch to my headband. There's various reasons why you may want that. So, as you can see, we have some Wilson wristbands and a nice headband. Okay. Next thing on our list, now that you've finished your match where you're in between games, points, whatever, you may want a towel to damp yourself off from sweat. So, on a towel. Another thing that I like to bring is your phone and then also earbuds. They're very good, if you're on like a 3-hour drive or something, you definitely want something to listen to or something to do along the way. And in that case, I just bring my phone and earbuds, listen to some music, hang out with some friends, do whatever. So, we go ahead and put that in our side pocket here. So, now on to the essentials. The next thing that I like to use and that I pack is make sure to have not one, but 2 tennis rackets. This is because if I'm playing and I'm in the middle of a match and one of my strings break, I always like to have a backup racket so I can play with that. But for one-day tournaments, 2 rackets is all I need. So we go ahead and put that in a nice insulated pockets, mind I add you, to keep our strings and rackets nice and protected. So after we get our rackets, what I like to also have is some stuff to play with. Tennis ball, obviously. So I always just bring me a fresh can of tennis balls. Toss them right in. Next thing that I like to pack is extra overgrips, because a lot of the times I wear through all my overgrips by the end of the tournament or like by my last few matches, and I definitely want some fresh tackiness for the harder, more difficult players that I may be playing. So we have more overgrips. Now these are the Wilson Pro Comfort overgrips, which are a thicker overgrip, but they don't have as much tackiness to them. I also ordered some other overgrips, which are the Wilson Pro Fill. and those are what I prefer. They're more tacky, allows you to really just get a grip on your racket. Alright, next up we have bags. So in this case, this includes some regular bags that you like to carry around that are the drawstring duffel bag type things. And I just like to keep these around just in case a friend needs something for a backpack, or if I'm carrying a lot of food with me, or tennis balls, or carry that big trophy home, something to keep it in. So that's what I use these for. Along with those bags, I also like to have plastic bags. Now, these have many uses. Sometimes, if you have stinky, smelly socks, you can just stuff these in here. Won't bother anybody. You're nice and good. Another purpose could be to store food in, and whatever else you might need it for. So, I like to keep some of these as well. Let's see. The next item on our list would be a jump rope. Now, I like to have a jump rope for warm-up purposes. This allows me to just do a couple reps on the jump rope, get about 50 or so jumps in, gets your legs nice and fired up, gets your arms stretched and worked. So along with your regular warm-up workout, I'd recommend a jump rope just to keep you a nice, light, cool thing in between matches, just to keep you active, make sure your muscles don't tense up from sitting down too long. It's a really good thing to have. So, I like to have a jump rope. Another thing that I like to do at some tournaments is sometimes they have practice courts, and so I like to bring myself some cones. And the cones are very useful because, for instance, if you're trying to work on accuracy, especially if you have a buddy to play with, it's really nice to set up these cones, and they can really help guide where your shots went in, if they went in the designated area from your cone, or what was happening. So cones is another thing that I like to include. Then, of course, you can't forget your first aid kit. Now, this is definitely an essential for every tennis player. Just in case there's cuts, scratches, something that goes wrong, you always have a first aid kit with you. Now, the next part is not included on our list. However, this is some personal item that I like to bring with me, which is a journal and pens or pencils. Now, after that, we have, of course, H2O. So, I like to carry around this water bottle here because it stores about 64 ounces of water, I believe, and it keeps it cool for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours, and it's a really good water bottle. This is from Under Armour. I actually bought it from Academy Sports. And along with this, you also may want to bring along like a gallon water jug or something to refill, because you're definitely going to go through this entire water bottle before the end of your day, end of your tournament. So that is something I like to keep off to the side right there. Another thing that's very important that a lot of people overlook when they're packing is your hygiene. So in this particular hygiene kit that I carry with me, I carry my deodorant, I carry sometimes cologne, smell good, and then brushing your teeth, especially with braces, you have to brush your teeth a lot, and so carry that. And then the other two essentials, bug repellent and sunscreen. You don't want to get really bad sunburns because nobody likes that. And then you also don't want to be killed by the bugs, especially if you're playing in some areas with a lot of trees, a lot of overgrown areas. Definitely don't want that. So hygiene, very important factor. And that leads us on to our very last thing, which is our dampeners. So a lot of the times when I'm playing, my dampener likes to fly off, so I make sure to carry at least 2 to 3 extra dampeners. I have this cute little tennis pouch here that includes some of my dampeners. Well, I hope you guys learned and were able to fill up your tennis bags. This is what I normally would pack, and it could work for you as well. Thank you for watching, and this is Chase signing off.